It's one of the most precious moments, new parents bringing home their baby for the first time. But for Sam and Laura Kaitz, this milestone was months delayed, their newborn stuck in Mexico.
Hello and welcome back to another reaction video. Today, I am going to be looking at a Good Morning America video detailing the story of a couple who had an international surrogacy journey not go according to plan. It's in Mexico. Let's dive right in.
It is about the risks and rewards of international surrogacy. One couple is sharing their story after bringing their baby home months after he was born. Ariel Reshef has the story. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, George. Anyone who has considered surrogacy knows it can be complicated and expensive. Well, one couple is now sharing their story after they decided to go through the process with a surrogacy service in Mexico. Their baby was stuck across the border for months, but now the family is reunited.
I'm looking forward to seeing why. I haven't seen this video before, and that's the beauty of these reaction videos. I don't get to see these before you see me watching, and that's the whole point. I don't know if this couple, I don't know their story, but I am going to hazard a guess that the agency that they were working with was not transparent about the processes, the exit, and whether the advice that they were given, legal or otherwise, was right for them and their exit. So let's see.
Bless you.
It's one of the most precious moments, new parents bringing home their baby for the first time. But for Sam and Laura Kaitz, this milestone was months delayed, their newborn stuck in Mexico.
It was terrifying.
Firstly, when doing cross-border or international surrogacy, there is always going to be a period of stay in country. It's going to be complicated and it is going to be complex, and you do need to have legal advice. And that's why we've built our program and pathway very different to any other agency that exists, right? Because we know where it can go wrong. And we're going to look at this in a minute. But with this particular story, or just generally to frame, you do need to prepare a time in country. And we're always very upfront on how long that should be. Now, it always depends on the country you're returning to. Just because you have a baby through surrogacy, that doesn't mean, say, you're going to get on a plane in the next 2 weeks. There's lots to consider. Fitness to fly being the most important percent of that child, and you clearly can't be doing that with a very, very new baby. So anyway, just wanted to say that.
It was a nightmare. Every night I would have another nightmare about him not getting out.
The couple couldn't conceive but wanted a child together, and after realizing the cost of U.S.-based surrogacy was too expensive.
Let's stop there. So that's why we created our Mexico program. Our Mexico program has just launched for Americans, and there is nothing like it in the sense that, one, we're saving intended parents $160,000 based on a domestic journey. Number two, our program includes all of the legals and the return and the immigration and all of the required legal advice and legal services that you're going to need to enter back into the UK back into the US with your child. No one else offers this, right? And I'm assuming that what the service that they bought was a very stripped back, bare, basic service.
They decided to use an agency in Mexico.
And we were led to believe that this wouldn't have been an issue, that it was perfectly legal.
Baby Simon was born April 18th, and when his father Sam went to meet him in Mexico City, he planned to bring their little one home.
Mommy wanted another video of you.
But the family soon faced constant setbacks, and they say they got little help from the Mexican surrogacy agency.
To be someplace where you don't know the language and you don't know the law, and you're at the mercy of the
You don't know the law, correct, but your lawyers should, and they should be well versed with having those relationships with those relevant judges to get you the best support and advice. And Mexico City, where this baby was born, adopts the pre-birth order exit, which is very similar to California, which is considered as the gold standard in surrogacy. And not a lot of people use that, because what some Mexican agencies will tell intended parents is, for the fastest exit, leave the surrogate on the birth certificate. Well, no. One, that's a felony, because that is not true, and you are lying to a government official. And two, that has repercussions for the child, because that child has its parents already. Leaving a legal mother on a birth certificate is going to create more complications in Mexico and could delay your exit if the authorities find that out, because that's not the truth. And that child is returning back to America with both of its parents. So I'm guessing that they may have been encouraged to leave the surrogate on as a birth mother, whereas in Mexico City, they also have the added luxury of having surrogates named as gestational carriers, which is brilliant because the surrogate is not erased from this child's life. There's still a place on the medical certificate for that. You don't need to keep the surrogate on as the mother. That's just poor advice.
Surrogacy agency and their lawyers telling you things that aren't necessarily true.
There are a lot of risks associated with international surrogacy. So before a couple chooses international surrogacy, they should check the U.S. Department of State's website.
Oh, that's a good one. Check the US Department of State's website. That'd be good if it was up to date, because it currently says surrogacy in Mexico is illegal. Not true. We're challenging that as the moment. It's currently March 2025, and as of today, the website is out of date. Now, whether that's going to be updated anytime soon, given the relationship between the US and Mexico, who knows? But great advice, Mr. Whomever, but it's not up to date. Surrogacy in Mexico isn't illegal.
Have a subpage solely on international surrogacy, or they could check the embassy in the country where they intend to go.
According to the website of the U.S. Embassy in Mexico, if you decide to pursue parenthood in Mexico via assisted reproductive technology with a gestational mother, be prepared for long and unexpected delays in documenting your child's citizenship.
Not true. We are working with American intended parents and phenomenal US immigration advisors and surrogacy lawyers. And the average time in exiting from Mexico is about 4 to 6 weeks. That's no different than if you're a British intended parent going to the US and doing surrogacy there. That's the time it would take. So unexpected delays, yes, if you lie to a government official and say the surrogate's the mother. And documenting the child's citizenship, no, if you get proper legal advice and follow a pre-birth order route to secure your exit, it's a piece of cake.
So it just seemed like anything that I did, it was never good enough.
Not being able to meet him until he was a month old, it was horrible.
Desperate, the Kaitzes made a public plea. After seeing their story in the Washington Post, Dr. Brian Levine, a Manhattan fertility specialist,
I know this doctor, a very, very well-respected doctor in New York, specializes in endometriosis.
and founder of Nodal, a U.S.-based surrogacy company dubbed the Bumble of Surrogacy, reached out to them. Dr. Levine leveraged his contacts in the industry to help the family reunite.
Still, even today, I wake up going, oh, thank God they're home. It was a nightmare that I would wake up alone. And now they're finally home. And it's just, it feels surreal.
It's good to see them all together. And Dr. Levine
It is good to see them all together. I'm going to cut it short.
told ABC News that the Kaitz's situation is a heartbreaking example of why surrogacy needs to be safe, accessible, and affordable here in the U.S. He cautioned that some surrogacy agencies abroad may downplay the costs, policies, and complications, so he advises to do your research and go with a vetted domestic-based service that you can trust. But good to see.
And that's all well and good if you've got $200,000 to do a domestic US surrogacy journey. Most people don't, so you do need to do your research. Choose the right surrogacy agency in Mexico. If it's not us, understand what support they offer, the legal advice, the exit program and pathway, and do they have experience in dealing with people with the same nationality as you to exit. It's why we built My Surrogacy Journey in Mexico the way we have. And it's why our phenomenal team have got the experience to make sure that you and your baby get home on time and safely. So if you want more information on that particular topic, we have a whole podcast about surrogacy in Mexico. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search My Surrogacy Journey Mexico City Edition. And season 1 of that podcast, episode 2, you will hear one of our lawyers, the fabulous Melissa, talk all about lying to government officials to exit the country quicker. It's a phenomenal podcast and just backs up everything that I've just said and why it's super, super important. Also, if you want to speak to our US team, head over to our website, which is still mysurrogacyjourney.com. And then it will recognize that you're in the US. And there you will see the pages that are relevant to you if you want to learn more about our Mexico City pathway. So if you like this video and you want to stay in touch with us, just click like or subscribe and hit that notification bell. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. See you later. Bye.